please like the video. I've been making this for 2 days. Or editing. Also, the video may not be up to date, so bye bye. Hello my friends, and welcome to my deep dive on the youngest rapper currently. Not Baby Santana, as some of you may have thought, but the legendary up-and-coming Emily Montes and her absolutely amazing, impressive career. Emily Montes, known as the youngest rapper slash pop singer in existence, currently, at the age of 6 years old. Or, as I'm making this video, she's a hip-hop genius. I know. Surprising, right? And if you even want proof, I'll play some of the most popular songs Emily and Emily Montes break up.
Laying in my bed, voices in. My name's Emily and I'm 5. I like.
So Emily blew up through TikTok in roughly early 2020, and since then he's released 3 full studio albums. But she doesn't have a huge biography. All we know is that she's 6 years old and she lives in the state of Colorado. Her debut album, called Emily Montes, released on the 27th of May 2020, featuring 14 tracks. I know, pretty long track list for a 6-year-old. Some of the most important songs I've got to say are Emily and Take Me Away to the storyline. So it tells us, and especially Emily, it's a great introduction to the album. It shows us her life and her story about how she's 5 at the time, and she likes robots, and she likes to go outside, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, she can't easily access the outside world. Neither can she go to school, which deeply upsets her through the album and affects her mentally a lot. In her song Untitled 2, inspired by Jill Part 2 by Kanye West, she talks about these very inspirational lyrics about how everyone is beautiful, how you shouldn't listen to the haters and you should focus on yourself. But a few songs later, we go to Emily Montes' breakup, where we can assume she broke up with her partner. We don't know who his partner is, but we know from the song that she must have clearly had a breakup, and we're gonna assume not that far before the album is released. And because of this breakup, she clearly is distraught in her song, so she expresses herself through songs like this and through her music. We go on to one of, the most controversial ones, at least on this album, right? The song's called Give Me the Crown. It details how she is the new queen of rap and how she's better than her enemies, such as Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Lauryn Hill, and a lot more. She claims to be able to teach these young rappers about her ways as a hip-hop genius, which could greatly help these rappers improve their music. And if we did, the rap game would go crazy from how good the new music is after Emily Montes has taught those artists, right? The last song on the album, right? It's called Robustity, and it details how her phone, she doesn't specify, but if we go on Twitter, every tweet is posted on an iPhone, so we can assume iPhone is glitching out and how it causes such a huge problem, which it affects a lot. But then shortly after this album, later in the year, she released a EP called Emily EP, which I'm not going to detail, because most of these songs, I think all of them actually, are on the next album, Emily Rose, which the track list from my knowledge depends on what site you watch them on. But just to make it easier, from this video, we're going to be talking about the YouTube version of the album. So, I guess you guys, if you want to understand it more, watch the YouTube version or listen to it. So, the first song intro is a quick snippet, first saying how she's only 5 years old. And her next song, IG, is what we can assume to be I guess, talks about how she's a girl with a plan. And she's standing up for some cause. It may be political. We don't know. For my cause, it's currently unknown. Though people call her a trend, she says she isn't one, because she knows she is greater than that and how she is one of the greatest artists of all time. But then, the next title, entitled Anything For You, it details how she would die for her supposed new love, because unless this takes place before the original song, Breakup, we don't know, unless that happens, no, this is a sequel where she gets with someone else. But now, to one of the most offensive songs in the album, you guys might have to cover your ears. I honestly, if you guys have to, I feel bad for you. But we're gonna have to talk about this. Yeah, this. It's a diss track against Nicki Minaj, right? She, makes Nicki Minaj cry because, she says she's the new rap queen and not Nicki Minaj. And, she acknowledges the fact, at least, at one point in Nicki Minaj's career, she was the queen of rap. But she isn't, she's that bad, everyone forgets who Barbies are, and how, she's not the queen of the rap anymore, because first off, Emily put her down, and secondly, no one's clapping at her, and everyone wants her off. And now we're always looking at Emily, Nicki Minaj's worst enemy, or not arch nemesis, whatever you want to call it. Me. And so I think I'd say for the emotional song, you guys, if you have that low volume, it's fair. Might upset a few people. It's called Happy. It details how her struggles in the pursuit of happiness, and sometimes it's okay for her to be sad, and you don't need to get angry. But she doesn't want to pretend to be happy when she just isn't, and how she has to bottle all of her emotions because of the fact she has to pretend to be happy in every single song. It's really damaging to someone. I think you guys should really help Emily and let her be who she is. But now we're going to her haters. She details the fact how she can earn 10,000 assuming USD for a plane bands. And by the way, it's a lot of money. You could do lots of stuff. We don't know what kind of plane it is. But I'm assuming under my critical analysis, right, it's going to be from America to Australia. So, timeline. Oh no, actually, I think to the UK. And I think last time I checked that was like a good few hours away. So in a few hours you can earn 10k. That basically means she's richer than Jeff Bezos. But now we're going to go to one of the last songs on the album. Well, the last really important song, aka No Friends. It details how Emily has no one to rely on and vent through about her struggles in the pursuit of happiness. But all of her friends do it to her, making her feel like she has no friends, ironically because she has no one to talk to about her feelings. We don't know what has emotionally affected her to this state, but we might find out in the future on her next album. But now we're going to go into her latest release, also known as called Emily, which is mainly just a remix album with a couple extra instrumentals. I mean, it hasn't got too much to talk about, but there are some expanded and remix versions of old songs, which I recommend to listen to a remix of much higher quality and the most definitive way to listen to some of the tracks. But yeah, that's it for Club Emily. And I guess that's it. Depends. I mean, I hope she makes more masterpieces like her first two albums. I mean, if she adds anything more to the storylines, I will definitely make them too because it's so emotionally touching. It affected me on a whole new level. I came to a realization after listening to music. In my personal opinion, at least, I know opinion, warning, yeah. Um, I think her music is great. I think she is for real rapping, and I think her storytelling arguably is better than the Wolf trilogy by Tyler the Creator, Naz's storytelling, etc. But I mean, she really does have some crazy potential in music at the age of 6. Never mind Baby Santana, alright? Alright? Emily Montes, I'm just saying, queen of hip hop. No one can beat expertise. So I guess I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.